Like I said, the difference between winners and losers is winners do things losers don't want to do. And what they do is they take actions toward known outcomes. They deal with the truth. They set goals and they go after them with passion. And it's time for us to bring it home.
Imagine if you're, and just pause for one moment. Imagine you're Donald Trump. You're from New York City. You become famous in New York City. You make your fortune in New York City. And all of a sudden, the leadership of New York City decides they're going to destroy you because they don't like your politics. And so they, yeah, boo. Imagine if that were you, though. And they try and take everything that you have. They try and put you in prison. They try and put your children in prison. If that happened to you, how often do you think you'd be going back to New York City? How about never?
We are 9 days away from the most important election of my lifetime. Stakes have never been higher, and the choice has never been clearer. President Trump and I have been friends for 25 years. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. He is the most resilient, hardest working human being that I've ever met in my life.
Trump is the only man that can fix this country today. And with Trump as our commander-in-chief, peace through strength will fix all the problems in the Middle East. You know, I've been coming to this building month after month after month, and I've seen sold-out crowds over and over again for over 40 years. And for 40 years, I've always asked the question, what you gonna do? Over and over and over again, what you gonna do? Well, today, after feeling the energy in this building, I finally got the answer. And the answer is, vote for Trump.
America's just not just going to be great. America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing. Now, you guys are awesome. Honestly, this is like...
Well, yeah, actually, I was with some friends, and we were going over to New York City. I always wanted to visit Trump Tower. It's just such a beautiful place after experiencing it. And we were on our way back, and I got a call from one of Trump's staff members, and they called me and said, hey, you know, are you Shane Bouvet? I was like, yeah. And they said, well, Donald Trump read the Washington Post and was inspired by it, and he'd like to talk to you. Well, I started stuttering because I'm like, oh, Donald Trump, my hero, you know. So I was just so blessed with that. And she goes, you know, I'm going to do something better for you. I'm going to get you some VIP tickets, and Trump would like to have you at the welcome ceremony. And it just was great. Wow, I just can't believe how it happened. I just feel so blessed and honored even to be on here. I feel,
so wait,
wow.
He gave you a check? He gave you a $10,000 check?
Yeah, he ended up, well, after I met him, it was just, so I started walking in the white tent, and they all started clapping, and I felt God's presence in there. I really did. And, you know, and Donald Trump is the most genuine, humble, caring person I've ever met in my life. And I owe everything to him. You know, he did a lot for my dad, who's battling cancer, and I don't ever know how to repay him. But
what did he do for your dad?
He turned around and said, take care of him. And then he leaned over and said, write him a check for $10,000. And wow, I just can't thank him enough. Wow.
So you say that you're a Republican and you'll vote for whoever the Republican candidate is, even though we've...
Yeah. You know, every American, everyone, whether you're in politics or sitting in the audience here, everyone has a different life experience, a different set of priorities. Some people think January 6th is an absolute disqualifier. I'm not going to judge you for that. It was horrible, right? It was terrible,
yeah.
Right? Or the election now is a disqualifier. I might disagree. My priorities are inflation, cost of living, the homelessness crisis, the border. Other people have, your audience, you know, a lot of people are worrying how they're going to pay the bills. They want something to change. So my message is this. Let's stop judging, well, he's doing this and she's doing that. Why don't you do this? Let's respect, everyone has a different experience.
I get that.
How strong that team is, making his way into the building. One of the bigger mixed martial arts fans I know, President Donald Trump, taking his octagon side seat for UFC 295. We got 2 title fights coming up at UFC 295 here in a matter of moments, live from Madison Square.
Right there, really.
Never even touch it, huh?
Exactly.
I always wondered, wow, that's pretty cool.
And then you're going to put it right up here on this fryer.
Okay, so can I give it to these guys here? Thank you.
Want to do another one?
Yeah.
So get it here.
Let's do it.
That, no. All the way back there, good. And then you can hang that one right back over there. Thank you. And then we're going to grab our salt. Salt first. And then just one dump, no movement. Good. Flip over.
Never touched by a human hand. Nice and clean. I love salt. Wait a minute, I spilled some. I'm very superstitious. Now it's over the left shoulder. Now I'm over the left.
And this is their
that's thousands of people. Hello, how are you? What a beautiful woman. Look at her beautiful child, the whole thing. It's like the perfect looking person. That's good. That's good. Compliments. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Hi, Mom.
Good luck to
Look at Mom over there. Thank you very much. Thank you, darling. You have a great mom? Good or great? That's right. She knew what to say. Thank you very much. Thank you, darling. Wow. So nice.
All right, you're doing a good job.
Okay, these are nice people we're meeting, huh?
And this is, go ahead. So your hands won't be
Okay,
too heavy.
got it. Larry, look at this guy. I'm not going to mess with him, huh?
How you doing,
You
sir?
look fantastic. Hello.
This is my new baby boy.
How are you? Your new baby. How are
Yes.
you?
Doing great.
Kids, how are
This is my
you?
niece.
So this is compliments of me, okay?
All right.
You go have a
Thank
good
you.
time. Don't eat too much, right?
I won't. You have a great day,
Thank
sir.
you, man. You take care. Thank you, honey. Have a good time. Thank you. It's cute. This is fun. I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
It's Kamala's birthday. She's 60 years old. Yes, I would say happy birthday, Kamala. She's turning 60.
Did you get her some fries?
I think I'll get her some flowers. Maybe I'll get her some fries. You're right. That might be. I'll give her some McDonald's. I'll get her a McDonald's hamburger. No, it is her birthday. That is true, right? Happy birthday, Kamala. Happy birthday. See you later. Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Trump's plans for Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
First of all, I love this idea of you teaming up with Robert Kennedy.
Right.
And I love this Make America Healthy Again idea because there are chemicals and ingredients in our food that are illegal in other countries.
I think he's a great guy.
I love the fact that you guys teamed up.
Yeah.
And are you completely committed to have him a part of your administration?
Oh, I am. But the only thing I want to be a little careful about with him is the environmental.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., son of the Attorney General and New York Senator, initially ran as a Democrat before switching to an independent run and then dropping out of the race entirely and endorsing Trump. Trump said on Rogan that Kennedy would be guaranteed a spot to have carte blanche in his administration, despite their clashing views on environmentalism.
I said, focus on health. Focus. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. But I got to be a little bit careful with the liquid gold, you know?
I understand.
Trump thinks Kim Jong-un just needs to chill.
And don't underestimate if you take a look at North Korea, I was there. I mean, I was with Kim Jong. I had a great I got along great with him.
After a heated 2017 back and forth, which saw them insulting each other, they reportedly developed a rapport resembling friendship.
I liked how you called him Little Rocket Man.
I said, yeah, Little Rocket. I said, Little Rocket Man, you're going to burn in hell. And it was a rough.
Yeah.
Oh, so rough that people were worried. This is crazy.
Notably, Trump became the first sitting U.S. president to meet with a North Korean leader. But this ultimately didn't yield any progress on the country's denuclearization. On Rogan, Trump described his interactions with Kim and amusingly suggested that the general secretary take a break from building nuclear weapons to go relax on a beach.
I got to know him better than anybody. And I said, do you ever do anything else? Why don't you go take it easy and relax? Go to the beach. You have beautiful beach, nice beachfront property. You know, kiddingly.
Number 5, why Trump gets so much publicity.
I used to say it as a civilian. So I always got more publicity than other people. And it wasn't like I was trying.
It didn't take long for Trump to let loose on one of his trademark stream of consciousness monologues. Soon after detailing his regrets as president, the former real estate magnate stopped to speculate as to precisely why he warrants so much media coverage and attention. As we all know by now, Trump is the only president to have served without previous government or military experience, which he highlighted during the Rogan interview.
I don't know exactly why. Maybe you can tell me why.
Oh, I could definitely tell you. You said a lot of wild shit.
Maybe.
The podcaster offered up a humorous but accurate hypothesis: Trump's characteristic penchant for outrageousness. Rogan then touched on how the former president's unfiltered, unspoken, seemingly genuine nature has been an integral part of his appeal to voters.
CNN, in all their brilliance, by highlighting your wild shit, made you much more popular.
From day one, the former president has maintained that he did not lose the election to President Biden, and very much in line with his other stances, that it was, quote, crooked and supposedly rigged against him.
And I would bring in papers that you would not believe, so many different papers. That election was so crooked. It was the most crooked election. Right. They say that made, I don't believe it's this much, but it doesn't have to. I lost by I didn't lose, but they say I lost, Joe, they say I lost by 22,000 votes.
Whether you love Trump or hate him, it's inarguable that he's an entirely unique personality.
I mean, there's no reason not to think that Mars and all these planets don't have life, because
Mars, we've had probes there and rovers, and I don't think there's any life there.
Well, maybe it's life that we don't know, but maybe
there was life there at one point in time.
They didn't raid the house of Joe Biden. They didn't raid Obama.
But Joe Biden didn't ignore a subpoena to get those documents back like you did. And so that's the question.
1,850 boxes.
But that's the question that investigators have, I think, is why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple you're a nasty person, I'll tell you. If you look at what's gone to our country has gone to hell. Our borders are bad. Our military has been bad. You look at the taxes, you look at inflation, what's happened to inflation, it's just destroying our country. We've really become, in many ways, a third world country. And it's very sad what's happened in this administration. And it's something that will turn around on day one. We were energy independent. Now energy is at a level that we've never had to pay before. Nobody can afford to continue to pay what's happening with energy. But we were energy independent. We were getting out of Afghanistan with strength and with dignity. And instead we got out, we looked like fools, probably the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
Involved that day, you did tell your supporters to come to Washington. You tweeted about it, about that speech that happened on the rally.
Am I allowed to say that?
When they went to the Capitol and they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers, why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did. Oh, let me pull it out. I have to pull it out. So if you look at, on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of Twitter. Now I use Truth Social. I think it's far superior, okay? I hope everybody's on Truth. If you look January 6th, this is before 2:30. I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there. I am asking, and we didn't know until I got it back, because now I have 90 million people waiting for me to go back, but I'm on Truth and I'm staying on Truth. Listen, I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. No violation. We want no violation. We want no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. That was at 2:30. That was very early.
Mr. President, I looked at the same timeline that you did.
No, I
Once
know,
it was
but you
clear,
didn't report that. You know why? Because it was
we
taken
did report
down.
it. I was reporting that
It was taken
day.
down and it wasn't
But
put
when it
back
was
up.
clear to you that they were not being peaceful, you saw them rushing the Capitol, breaking windows. They were hitting officers with flagpoles, tasing them, beating them up. When it was clear they weren't being peaceful, why did you wait 3 hours to tell them to leave the Capitol? They listened to you like no one else. You know that.
They do. I agree with that. But
So why
Nancy
didn't you tell them to go home sooner?
Nancy Pelosi and the mayor are in charge. I assume they were able to do their job. They weren't.
Georgia, where
We are really putting it to Biden, but he's putting it to himself because the economy stinks, inflation is horrible, and the border is a disaster. And by the way he got out of Afghanistan was the single most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And you know what? If I don't win, this country is going to be in big trouble. It's so sad to see what's happening.
but no commitment there on the accepting the results regardless of the outcome.
If it's an honest election, correct, I will.
Okay, so not committing to accepting the 2024 election results or acknowledging what happened in 2020.
Go ahead.
President Trump, I want to thank you for coming here tonight. This is an important conversation with voters to hear and to have. Thank you to our audience and to our host, St. Anselm College.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Caitlin. Good job.
Let's talk about George Floyd. You said George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
The president has returned to the U.S. This from just moments ago. You've got to come and watch this. This was actually a light moment. We just wanted to play it for you. Provide a little relief as we are covering all this serious news. You see a Marine alongside Marine One lost his cap. The president goes to help put it back in. It falls off again as he pats him on the side. He goes and he grabs it again. It's so windy, obviously, from the helicopter. He's trying to right the ship here and help out the Marine who's standing alongside. Apparently cannot move from his current position, and then the president boards.
So